Hi, I'm Nikki Mackey, Elementary Math Curriculum Specialist. I'll be your host for the Unit 3 family video with first grade math. By the end of this video, I hope you will know the answer to these three big questions. What is my child learning in Unit 3? How does it look? What can I do to help at home? In this unit, students add and subtract within 20. It is a longer unit since this is major work of the grade level. We will start this work at the end of October and continue into the second week in December. In kindergarten, students put together and took apart the numbers 11 through 19 into 10 ones and some more ones. In a previous unit in first grade, students solved story problems within 10. They used the relationships between addition and subtraction, drawings and equations, and various tools like the 10 frames, counters, connecting cubes. They may have even used a 100 chart to represent the quantities in the problem. They learned that the values represented by the numbers or expressions on each side of an equation are equal. Students develop fluency with sums to 10, and the 10 frame is used as a helpful visual. For example, this is a 10 frame that may allow students to see several related facts. Students also continue to build an understanding of the equal sign as they work with equations and expressions on both sides. They may use computation or reasoning about the numbers to determine if the equations are true or false. Then we move into the structure of 10 to add and subtract. Students explore the base 10 system and place value as they learn that the 10 ones are put together to make a new unit, and we call that a 10. Students see that teen numbers are a group of 10 plus some number of ones. Students use connecting cubes organized into towers of 10 and 10 frames to make sense of 10 as a unit. Students use 10 frames to help them add and subtract from teen numbers. For example, this image shows 12 plus 5 and 17 minus 5. Students begin to add 2 or 3 numbers with a total within 20. They start with problems where 2 of the numbers make a 10. For example, 6 plus 8 plus 4 equals unknown. And they learn that you can add numbers in any order and which can make the adding easier. They discover the usefulness of grouping numbers to find a sum of 10 when adding. Students find the sum of 2 addends using methods where they count on or use related facts that they know. So for example, 6 plus 4 is 10. And then adding the third addend to 10 would be 10 plus 8 equals 18. Another example where making 10 is helpful when finding the value of 9 plus 5. Students can take 1 from the 5 and group it with the 9 to make 10 and then add the 4. So it would look like we started with 9 plus 5 and then we took 1 from the 5, which would be 9 plus 1 plus 4. We also call that decomposing the 5. So now your new equation would be 10 plus 4 equals 14. Students also subtract within 20. They use the relationship between addition and subtraction in their understanding of usefulness of a 10. For example, given 15 minus 8, students may take away 5 to get to 10 and then take away another 3 to find the difference of 7. They may also start with 8 and count on to get 10 and then add another 5 to reach 15. They see that the difference is 7. So what can we do at home? So let's talk about another version of shake and spill. You can decide how many items you would want to have in a red cup. I would suggest no more than 20 since we add and subtract within 20. So you can do this in the classroom. We usually use the red and yellow counters, but you could use cotton balls, you could use coins, you could use Cheerios or any kind of round cereal or cereal that's easy to count. So you will do this with a partner. Partner B will close their eyes while partner A shakes, spills, and covers up some items with a cup. So let's talk about what that might look like. So I'll use the quarters. Let's start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll start with 12 and I'm going to put those in my cup. Okay, and partner B will close their eyes. I would spill some out and I would put some under my cup. Then partner B can open their eyes and determine how many items are under the cup and explain how they know. Now we know we started with 12, so let's count how many are outside the cup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I know I started with 12 and I see 10, the student might go 11, 12. There were 2 under my cup. What kind of equation can I say for that? I might say 12 equals 10 plus 2. I might also say 10 plus the unknown equals 12, and the unknown was 2. Try shake and spill cover at home. Another game you can try at home is called Compare. And to play Compare, you would need a deck of cards, a deck of playing cards. And when you have a deck of playing cards, the cards will be face value, so 6, 4, 7, 8, all of those. When you get to the ace, that would represent 1. And any of these face cards, Jack, Queen, King, will represent 0. So in this game, you would want to shuffle the cards up, and each player would take 2 cards and add to see who has the larger sum. And the person with the larger sum would get to keep the cards. So if I chose an ace, a 1, and a 2, I would add those together, and my partner had a 7 and a 2. So I know that 1 and 2 is 3, and 7 and 2 is 9, so my partner would keep the cards, and then we would play another round. A way that we could check to make sure that our partner is correct is we could use 10 frames, or if we even need to, double 10 frames. And if you don't have these red and yellow counters at home, that's fine. Use coins. Again, you could use the cotton balls, or if you had cereal, you could use cereal as well. Another variation of Compare that you can play that has to do with subtraction is that you can pick 2 cards and subtract them, and the person with the larger difference gets to keep the cards. And the person that ends up with all the cards at the end is the winner. So let's talk about what it would look like for subtraction. So if I pick these 2 cards and I thought about 3, take away 3, I have 0. And the partner picks 8 and 4. So if you have 8 on my 10 frame, and I take 4 away, I'm left with 4. So my partner would get the cards then. Us at home. We are confident that with your encouragement and support, our young mathematicians will gain a wealth of knowledge and develop a strong foundation in mathematics. For more math resources, you can visit the CMS website.